Hey, what's up guys? Gons here with this week's word of encouragement. It comes from 2 Kings 6, verses 15 through 17. Here's what it says. When the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning and went out, behold, an army with horses and chariots was all around the city. And the servant said, Alas, my master, what shall we do? He said, Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Then Elisha prayed and said, O Lord, please open his eyes that he may see. So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. Now this is the chapter where the king of Syria sends his army of horses and chariots down to the place where Elisha was, which was Dothan. And when the servant of God woke up and saw this army surrounding his camp, he was naturally afraid. He knew that there was little chance of escaping or surviving this attack from this huge military army. But Elisha comforts him and says, Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. This seemed pretty unbelievable to Elisha's servant. He saw all the horses and chariots of the great army surrounding them, and he couldn't see anyone who was with him and Elisha. But notice here that Elisha gave his servant a reason not to fear. It wasn't empty hope or wishful thinking. This was a real reason for confidence, even if the servant could not see what was really going on in the spiritual world. Then Elisha prayed and said, O Lord, please open his eyes that he may see. So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. When God answered Elisha's prayer, the servant became aware of the spiritual reality. And only God can really open our eyes to that spiritual dimension. God may work through people or do it in different ways, but it is God alone who actually helps us see the spiritual reality of what's going on. And the fact is, truly, that the spiritual dimension is overlapping our physical reality. And that gets into all the stuff we talk about on this channel, but it's really quite interesting to consider that in the Bible, in 2 Kings chapter 6, it talks about this spiritual dimension. And when the servant had his eyes open, he saw these horses and chariots of fire. And clearly the message here is that God's army has a lot more firepower than any kind of carnal army that can be assembled. And I think truly if our eyes are opened to the spiritual reality, we would see the heavenly hosts, the horses and chariots of fire protecting us. So be encouraged this week, even though it might feel like the whole world is against you, especially in the carnal. If you're a child of God, then you have the horses and chariots of fire that come from heaven surrounding your enemies to protect you and to guide you and to give you the confidence of knowing that God is in control and he has your back. So be encouraged this week. I pray that all of you have your eyes opened this week if you find yourself in a situation that feels like it's completely overwhelming, to see the horses and chariots of fire there in the midst of your enemies, so that you might have the confidence of knowing that God is with us. And if God is with us, who can be against us? Have an awesome week, guys. God bless.